Is the autumn the end of your photography for the year, or is it the very time to have inspiration for something new to photograph? Well, join me and find out. Roll intro. Hi YouTube, Brian James at Micro Four Thirds Guy. Yes, it's autumn. It's one of those sort of things. Sorry, fall if you're in the States, autumn in the UK. It's that time when the light starts disappearing, the days go short and the nights grow longer, and it sometimes can really push you as to inspiration for your photography. What do? The light's going, you've got less hours to play with. Do you go out and just give up on your photography and put it off until the spring comes along? Or do you find it as a challenge? Now, I'm not one for these sort of night times. I don't like the autumn and I don't like early spring for the same reason. I find the light, although it doesn't have that harshness of the summer, I just don't find it has an inspiration for me either. So I have to go and work on my inspirations. Now you'll have seen over the years on my videos, I really do like the bit in between though. I love winter. I love it when it's snowy. I love taking the camera out when you've got a lovely frosty day or a really snowy day and you can go out and take some of those shots. I love dealing with that whiteness where you have to alter your exposure just so as not to underexpose on the because the camera's doing it. You have to have a little bit of savvy about you as to how you do your exposure properly, and also the fact that you can have some really changing events in that time. So I love the winter time. But as I say, it's autumn. And we've just come away, I came away from the holiday after some fantastic days in sunshine. And now the temperature's dropped. You have to wear coats more. You can't just wander out in a t-shirt and take photographs. Very, very soon you'll be having to wear gloves just to take photographs. And then you've got all the problems. How do you feel the controls when you've got big, thick gloves trying to keep your fingers warm? And if you take the gloves off, then your fingers freeze up anyway, so you still can't feel them. Well, I tend to deliberately set myself some goals when I'm going out there. I do tend to have to think a little bit more, but I'll go out with a few goals in mind. One of the things I've been doing recently is going out and taking photographs of the rain. Now, during the summer, the rain's just a bit of a pain, but in the autumn, rain can be a fantastic thing, especially when you get surface tension of the raindrops when it's sitting on a piece of glass. I love the idea of taking photographs where you've got a very, very shallow depth of field and you'll focus on the raindrops themselves or on the water running down a window pane, and the rest of it drifts into an out of focus creamy background. I love doing things like that. Taking photographs in the rain as well can get some real dramatic shots, and if you play around with it, the contrast that you can get between some of the dark skies and the rain coming down against landscapes can be unbelievably dramatic and enthralling. I also find when in the autumn that things change as well. You get some wonderful reddening in some of the leaves. So the trees can get some fantastic autumn colours when you get the ambers and reds in the leaves. It's a time when you can't get that the rest of the year, so it really is a good time to take a camera out and see what's there. Now the other thing is as well with autumn photography for me, again, it takes a few little challenges. You've got to be ready for the unexpected. And I tend to keep a camera in my pocket almost all the time. I bought this little G100 that I'm recording this on, primarily as a video camera, but it's a fantastic tiny little camera to keep in your pocket. And one of the things I've been going out with recently, I'm going to do a little video on this in the near future. I've got my old AM1 Mark 1 out. Now it's only 16 megapixel, yes I know, but I don't worry about that. I get some fantastic shots out of that. And it's so small for a professional level camera. It's so small and so neat. And taking something like the 14mm 2.5 Lumix lens or the 17mm 1.8 Olympus lens on the front of it, or even putting something like the little 12-32 which I'm using on this video here, the Lumix, the little pancake zoom, they can be fantastic just to put on the camera, keep it in your pocket, because some fantastic shots can come out because the light is so changeable, the light is so interesting. One of the problems about taking photographs in the summer is once the sun comes up, if it's a good day, it tends to stay a good day all day. So you've got very little in the way of changing light. Whereas now, in the autumn, as the rains start to come a little bit and you get wind, which can alter the way that some of the foliage and trees and things react. Once you start getting there, the light can change in seconds. Now, if you can go up into the countryside, out of the countryside, away from towns and houses, you'll find that there's such changes in the countryside which can happen almost in minutes. And as you get towards the very end of the day, or if you get up early, which I never really do, I don't like mornings, but if you get up really early, you can get some fantastic shots just as the sun's either rising in the morning or setting in the evening. And this is that sort of time when you've got a very low sun in the south. It can give you some fantastic scarlet red skies and incredibly dramatic cloud structures, which again in the summer you just don't see. So what do you use for your inspiration when it's autumn? Do you go out searching for photographs, or do you give up? I know for me, it is a bit of a chore to go out there, especially when it's cold and wet and you don't want to. But some of the best photographs I've ever taken have been in the autumn. So get your camera out, go out and find some things. Get away from the town, get away from your normal circumstances. Go out and find something a little bit different. The wildlife changes for a start. If you're into wildlife photography, the wildlife in the autumn changes immeasurably. Go out and find yourself something to do. Go out and find yourself some new inspiration, and then put it up on your social media. Let the world see it. So until the next time, this is Brian James, I'm Micro Four Thirds Guy, saying keep on taking your camera out, keep on being inspired, whatever the season, and keep on having fun with your photography. See you next time. Bye-bye.